What's good, everybody? We have what's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you. Let's check it out.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I am Italian and I go to college in the US. I was on a phone call with my advisor to schedule my classes for spring semester, okay? So at some point he goes like, wait, you're Italian. I love Paris. I've been there a few years ago. And I told him, yeah, I love Paris too. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. I've been there a few years ago too. And he goes like, I also took some French classes in high school too. And I was like, yeah, French. Yeah, I know French because I studied it at school. And he goes like, wait, you studied it at school? And I goes like, yeah, I studied it because in Italy, we don't speak French and Paris isn't in Italy. So yeah, that's it. In Italy, we speak Italian. In the capital of Italy is Rome. And he goes like, oh my God, how could I forget? Man.
She's from Italy. They speak Italian, man. What are you talking about?
What's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Jeez.
Excuse me, why do you speak Spanish? Well, a lot of my friends speak Spanish, so I decided to teach myself. It's not hard. You don't look Mexican.
You don't have to be Mexican to know Spanish. Everybody can know Spanish and not be Mexican. Ever heard of Rosetta Stone, Duolingo, and many other Spanish softwares that you can learn anywhere? Who is this person?
I'm not. I'm black. Wait, so you're black and you speak Spanish? And your English seems okay.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
black people can learn other languages. Well, I mean, like, I guess, but, like, it doesn't make sense that you speak Spanish if you're not Mexican.
You guess? Oh my God, I would have probably blew up in that person's face. Are you serious? You mean that I'm not allowed to learn Man, let me stop. Let me stop!
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Alright, so I had an American girl message me on Instagram the other day expressing how she's keen for marriage and whatnot. I wasn't interested for multiple reasons, so I thought the easiest and nicest way to let her down would be to state the obvious fact that we're from different countries. So I told her, you're from America, I'm from Australia, it's probably not gonna work. And she had the audacity to say, it's okay, I can sponsor you.
What?
Sponsor? Bitch, what? Do they not teach Americans that there's other countries in the world where people are living happily? Not all of us are chasing that American dream. Our kangaroos in Australia are more civilized than your people, and our spiders are nicer than your people. Why would I want to move to America? Sponsor?
I'm kind of curious, what is...
Hey, I agree with him 100% that there are kangaroos more civilized than the people here in America because, my God, we got some interesting people who live here, but that's funny as hell.
What's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I'm travelling in Australia, I'm in a hostel in Brisbane and there's this American couple. I ask them where they're from, they tell me they're from Alabama. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing, I've never been to America. And they're like, oh really? But America's so close to Jamaica. And I'm thinking, what? And I say, oh well, I'm not from Jamaica. Oh, well, sure you are, you sound Jamaican to me.
This lady just told you that she is not from Jamaica. So tell me where I'm from then, since you know so much about me. The fuck are people talking about?
It's like, well, I'm actually from Wales. And the girl looks at me and she starts giving me a glare. I'm like, oh God, what have I said? Like, have I offended them in some way?
They're just idiots.
And they're like, you can't say you're from a fake country. That is so offensive. And I'm like, but Wales is a real country. No, it's not. It's an animal. I'm like, no.
No, it's not. It's an animal. Yeah, they're definitely from Alabama, all right.
It's a real country. Who do you think Charles is? You know,
Just
Queen
jokes, people.
Elizabeth's son, like he's Prince of Wales.
But damn, that's dumb.
Yeah, he's Prince of the Animals. Everybody knows that he owns all the whales in the world.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American
I just
has ever
lost
said
some
to
brain
you?
cells.
There was a Haitian kid in my class and they said, hey Biko, you're from Kenya, they're from Haiti, so y'all both from Africa, right? Someone said I don't count as African American because my family is from Africa and I was born in America. I've had someone legitimately tell me, if they didn't want to be slaves, why didn't they fight back?
I mean, at this point, it's just hilarious. Maybe because we were taken against our will? That's a whole nother conversation, but the fact that somebody really came to him about that shit, that's just wild, bro.
Once people found out that the darker the color, the more heat it absorbs, it was pretty much over for me every summer because someone was gonna call out the fact that, oh, you're really dark, so you must be really hot right now. People ask me if I speak African.
Oh my fucking
No matter what the
God.
athletic accolade I get, someone is gonna say it's because I'm black.
Oh yeah,
No, seriously,
always.
they're just gonna be like, "Oh, you're dark skinned. Of course, you're the fastest on the team."
The one thing I cannot stand to this day is when somebody comes to me and says, you talk really white. Bitch, what? I talk white? When somebody says that shit, I know for a fact that that person does not get out at all. The fact that I articulate my words and I speak very phonetically, you think that I talk white? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I ain't talking like this, sir. Is that better for you? I mean, like, bro, it's the dumbest thing. And mind you, I went to a very country high school, so I got that shit a lot.
Okay, stupidity is in no way a specifically American trait, but when Americans do it, damn, they do it well.
For real.
I'm curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever
They
said
are
to
masters of that.
I once flew from London to Houston, and when I got to the border,
I know I'm
the
American too, but-
TSA agent took my British passport, my return ticket to London, and then proceeded to ask me, where did I learn how to speak English? And when I kind of said, England, she said, oh, you guys speak English out there too?
These people can't
I'm
be
kind
real.
of curious, what is the dumbest
They
thing an
can't be
American
real.
has ever said to you?
I live in Arizona, and I graduated high school here. But one of my first days in high school, this girl sat next to me in English class. She was like, "Oh, where you from?" And then I tell her I'm from Denmark, and she's like, "Oh, isn't that in Chicago?"
Curious, what is
She
the
did not say that Denmark was in Chicago. Chicago?
dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Oh my god, I can make a lot of these because I studied in the US as a non-American for like a year, so I've heard a lot of crazy shit, but here's one of them. So I was with a group of Americans and we were discussing whether or not we had seen a celebrity in public yet, because we were in New York, and sometimes in New York you can just see like Zendaya walking around the street. And I had just gotten there, so I had not seen a celebrity yet. So I was telling them how in Prague that doesn't happen. But then I told them that I had seen a famous Czech YouTuber walking around my neighborhood once. And this girl was like, wait, Czech YouTuber? I don't get it. And I was like, what do you not get? And she was like, does he make videos in Czech? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, how does he do that? YouTube is in English. And I was like, no, it's what? And she was like, yeah, like the videos in YouTube are English because YouTube is in English. Hello, it's for English speakers. And I was like, I had to explain to this girl that most of YouTube is not in English and that like the whole world uses YouTube in their own language.
Exactly.
She was still confused.
There's tons of different foreign countries that use YouTube. It's not just us. Oh my god, man.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
When I was a senior in high school, I was a teacher assistant for one of the U.S. history classes.
Okay.
And let me tell you, some interesting things were said by those students. My favorite being this. We were discussing whether or not Puerto Rico should become an actual state and not just a territory of the United States. We're having a perfectly good conversation until this one girl raises her hand.
Oh boy.
Her question was, but if we make Puerto Rico a state, where would we put it?
This makes me think of that Patrick meme from SpongeBob where he's like, we should take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else. Because that's apparently how she thinks this works. That is
A few moments
pretty
go
bad.
by and me and the teacher are looking each other in the eye and we're just like, oh my god. And then she kind of takes a moment and goes, oh. And we're like, thank God. Like she figured it out. No, her response was,
It gets worse?
we could just put it where Rhode Island is. No one cares about Rhode Island.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
That's bad.
So I'm Mexican, and I was working in Tulum. One day I was talking with this girl, and she said to me, I really wanted to visit Mexico in Cinco de Mayo to see your Independence Day. Sorry, what? Yeah, Cinco de Mayo, your Independence Day? Oh, actually, our Independence Day is on September 16. Don't lie to me, I know South American history, and I know that Mexico Independence Day, it's on Cinco de Mayo.
What the fuck?
Well, actually, no, Mexico's North America. And you can Google that. Actually, you can see that Mexico's Independence Day is on September 16. Oh my God, you have Google?
Oh my God, who? Jesus. You know what's funny about most of these interactions that these people have with, Americans here? Is they swear up and down their fucking logic and their statements are true.
Yes, why? I mean, I'm really surprised that you can speak English and use Google.
What do you think he's in a fucking
I'm kind of curious.
third
What is the
world
dumbest thing an
country?
American has ever said to you?
Oh, I was made for this. Okay, so when I first moved here, I was in 6th grade, and I was getting enrolled to this middle school, and I was meeting up with the assistant principal. And basically, she asked me from where I was from, and I'm like, oh, I'm from Colombia, like I just moved here. And then she's like, oh my God, really? So do y'all live in trees and eat alligators for breakfast?
Did she look at you dead in your face and say that? Are you live in trees and eat alligators for breakfast? That's gotta be a joke. She joking. She's just pulling your leg. Please.
Last time I remember, I was living in a very nice house, eating pan de bono with some chocolisto. But that's fine.
I'm kind of curious.
Alligators?
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I was an exchange student in the US, and I would randomly get asked by questions. And then one time I said I was Asian because Philippines is in Southeast Asia.
Right.
And then they literally said, Philippines is in Asia? I thought it was in Europe.
Dummies. Dummy.
Girl. And then one time I was in the bus, I got asked, do you have school? Do you have farm animals in the Philippines?
What the hell do you think?
Do you know what an iPhone is?
Wow.
Girl, would you think of some sort of a different planet? Like, this is why you need to go to school.
The worst part is they're in school. Alright guys, it seems like that was the final clip, but man, these conversations with these NPCs that live here in America are pretty hard to listen to. Like I said, the worst part about my high school is you had all these people who thought I talked white, and I was so annoyed by that. They expected me to be like, nigga this and nigga that. Apparently they weren't used to somebody who looks like me not speaking Ebonics. Fucking stupid. But anyway guys, I want to turn the question back on you. What's the most dumbest thing an American has ever said to you? If you have any, I'd love to read them. But until next time, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Peace!